The Open Championship wouldn't be noteworthy if it didn't include the top professional golfers. While the controversial Saudi-sponsored LIV Tour has drawn some of the game's biggest names with its incredible prize money, it has also had drawbacks. Seeing players face bans for their participation in LIV Golf seems a bit petty, but those are the current facts in the LIV versus PGA war. However, contrary to expected views, the Open tournament would not ban any player, as stated by the R&A CEO. And the tournament would be accessible to all, including LIV Golf rebels. But why is the R&A Golf Club not banning LIV players? Welcome to Golf Links. Keep watching for full details, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more updates on new video drops. The PGA has banned 17 golfers from the PGA Tour, including Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, Dustin Johnson, and Lee Westwood. They were banned because they participated in the LIV Golf Invitational Series without authorization from the PGA. Jay Monahan, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, claims that, quote, "Those players who have been banned made the decision to live for financial-based reasons and cannot demand the same privileges as other golfers on the PGA Tour," end quote. Monahan said the suspended golfers are no longer eligible to participate in PGA Tour tournament play. Also, any other players participating in future Saudi Golf League competitions while breaking the PGA rules will be banned. One of the players affected by this rule is defending Open champion Cameron Smith, who joined the LIV after winning the previous Open tournament. After the PGA announcement, the CEO of LIV, Greg Norman, reacted angrily. In his words, "The PGA Tour's announcement today is vengeful and widens the gap between the Tour and its members. It's concerning that the Tour, a group dedicated to giving golfers opportunities to play the sport, is preventing players. The discussion on this issue is still ongoing. According to Norman, as a whole field of players joins the LIV League in London and elsewhere, the era of free agency has officially begun. However, different golfers have differing opinions. Some agreed with the PGA Commissioner's measures and said he had acted appropriately because these individuals had disobeyed the rules and exceeded the event regulations bounds. However, some players disagreed with this decision since they thought joining a new league wasn't an offense. Do you agree with the PGA Commissioner? Players should be free to participate in recent tournaments, and the Open is not banning any player from the competition. Following the ban, which shook the golf community, speculation has begun to arise about whether the LIV players will also be banned from the Open tournament next year. So what's the opinion of the R&A chief executive on the Saudi-backed series LIV Golf model? The chief executive, Martin Slumbers, said he had no problem with players choosing their tournament and taking the prize money that LIV awarded them. On the other hand, he voiced reservations over the LIV Golf model and the player paths that lead there. However, Slumbers has once again stuck to his words from back in July about not banning LIV players. But he was very concerned. He says, quote, "I'm concerned about some of the talks going on right now. However, I won't get into specifics. Martin was concerned about eroding pathways, and he was worried about values being lost. Why do a lot of people play golf? Most people play because they believe it will benefit them. They like spending time with their buddies, and they appreciate the honesty that golf demands. Few people participate because they may cash in big. I don't play because of the money. However, according to Slumbers, quote, golf values are important, end quote. The LIV discussion runs the risk of losing some of those ideals. Also, some of the pathways and meritocracy may have already eroded, which would not benefit the sport's long-term health. So what do you think about Slumbers' views? I know money is necessary, but so are good values and ethics. Do you believe the LIV Golf model will erode golf values? So, the Open Championship will not ban LIV players, in contrast to the PGA's actions. In July, Martin Slumbers, the chief executive of the R&A Golf Club of St. Andrews, stated that there were no intentions to ban LIV players. That is not a priority for us. He continues to make the same point 3 months later. According to Slumbers, what the R&A will do concerning LIV golfers will be public in January or February of 2023 at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship, which the R&A Golf Club, the Asia Pacific Golf Federation, and the Masters held this week. Slumbers told Golf Digest, quote, "The 150 years of history will not be betrayed and have the Open not be open," end quote. The R&A Golf Club will ensure proper guidelines and means for players to qualify. With Open winner Cameron Smith playing in the LIV League, concerns about his participation at the Open in 2023 have already been raised. However, Martin Slumbers is sure that Smith will defend his title in 2023 after winning the 150th Open in July. Slumbers says he's excited to see Cam Smith tee off at 9:40 a.m. on the opening day of the Open. Cam Smith was the champion of the previous Open tournament and was one of the players banned by the PGA. To ensure that we uphold our principle of having the finest players in the world compete, the Open needs to distance itself from current conflicts. The R&A CEO has warned doubters that he will not betray 150 years of history by closing off the Open to some players. The guidelines for how players qualify will also be more precise in the coming year. I agree with Slumbers' decision. What do you think about allowing all players to participate? Also, the LIV CEO Greg Norman was excluded from the Champions Challenge and Champions Dinner. He called the actions of the R&A Golf Club petty and cheap. Slumbers explained the choice by saying, quote, "It was obvious to me that Greg had not attended the Champions Supper in quite some time. He wasn't present in 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015. Given everything that was happening, I could see that he wanted to be there this year for a reason. It would have been all noise if he had been present." End quote. According to Slumbers, the Open must be unique, and he wanted to avoid any noise between two competing tours and two prominent figures. That week's events would have been overshadowed by it, and the 150th Open had to be outstanding and perfect. He didn't want it to be surrounded by other issues that would have damaged its reputation. He also said he was respectful and deferential to Greg. I urged him to consider my viewpoint, and I also did it in private and didn't make it known. I remained silent about it and made no remarks about it. The first milestone in our game's 150-year history was meant to be celebrated that week on perhaps the world's best course. And that was something I could not lose focus on, end quote. So that was Slumbers' reason for excluding Greg Norman. Do you think this reason is justifiable? That's not up for discussion anymore because of the R&A Golf Club's decision not to ban any LIV players from the Open. So, how did the golf community react to Martin Slumbers' decision not to ban LIV players? Whether you agree with it or not, the opinion of the chief executive of the R&A Golf matters in the never-ending discussion and controversy sparked by well-funded Saudi Arabia's foray into the golf industry. Still, Slumbers, again, like so many other golfers, hopes for peace within a professional sport that is now more shattered than ever. While Slumbers did not go so far as to say LIV players would have automatic exemptions into the competition, like pros on the PGA and DP World Tours, he has not shied away from his criticism of the new tournament. Also, at the center of the controversy is LIV's inclusion or exclusion from the official World Golf Ranking. The official World Golf Ranking governs automatic admission into golf's top events. Slumbers' remarks represent a crucial victory for LIV, as the ability of the league to send players to the major championships has long been a prerequisite for its long-term existence. The CEO of the R&A Golf Club is probably paving the way for LIV players to participate in both golf's major opens by establishing the precedent that they will be permitted to compete in the US and Open championships. The remaining events are the PGA Tournament and the Masters, two organizations that have not changed their stance on LIV players. The Open won't be banning LIV players, and that's a win for the LIV League. Would the PGA and the Masters change their stance and follow the steps of the R&A Golf Club? Leave your suggestions in the comments section below.